Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. If you didn't see the other one, you might want to go check that out first, just so you're not lost.
Yeah.
One of the best examples of this vanilla version of history is that kids these days are still taught in some way, shape, or form that Christopher Columbus either came up with the idea or was a central figure in proving that the Earth was round. And I got some news for you, teachers. Stop telling kids this.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Because the Egyptians and the Greeks had proved this already hundreds and hundreds of years before. And that's not even just to say that they had proved it. If you think it took them that long to prove it, so hundreds and hundreds of years before Columbus, they had been theorizing it even longer.
Yeah.
So,
We've actually spent many
goodness.
years researching these topics, and we also have bachelor's degrees. So any teacher that wants to challenge us, please drop a comment below. We'd love to have a conversation.
That one I would love to be challenged on,
Yeah,
because
please.
I hate to break it to you.
If you believe that Christopher Columbus or even anybody in the last 2,000 years was the first person to theorize that the Earth was round, came in the last 2,000 years, you're wrong. And once again, as he said, the Greeks and the Egyptians, they knew these things. I'm assuming that a lot of these people are going to quote the Ptolemaic method, which is the theory that the Earth was the center of the universe and that it was flat. The entire theory that the Earth was flat can be traced back to a lot of Nordic mythologies, but it can also be traced back to Christian and Jewish mythologies as well, with the firmament within the Bible. Here's the thing: when teachers teach you, oh yeah, people back in the day, they were so stupid they thought that the Earth was the center of the universe. No, that's wrong. The Ptolemaic method, which is what they're trying to refer to, once again, do a little bit of research, teachers. Seriously, we know you hate your jobs, but Jesus Christ,
you don't have to hate it that much.
Yeah, you don't have to hate it that much. The Ptolemaic method stated that all of the 7 planets that moved around the Earth, okay, they moved around the Earth in a cycle, and that the Earth was fixated along. It had to be fixated along another object and moving around it. The one thing that they didn't understand was that the sun was that object. They didn't think that the Earth was the center of the universe.
And also, even when, this is another one of those classic examples of, oh, they really believed this. And it's like, yes and no. They didn't believe that the entire universe existed and then their special Earth was put in the center on purpose. Not necessarily. What a lot of them were simply talking about and referring to is that from the practical perspective of the people on the planet Earth, it would appear that yes, as a matter of fact, you are in the center of the universe, so to speak. Later science was able to, track celestial bodies and with astronomy and looking out into space further with telescopes and that sort of technology. But at the end of the day, from a perspective of a person just standing there looking out at the sky with their naked eye, the only thing that matters is what you see and the planets that you see cross the sky. And if you see them cross the sky in such a way that it looks like you're at the center and they're revolving around you, then insofar as trying to understand how those bodies move and how long it takes them to move and where they're going to be and when, the best method to use is to make a system in which you are at the center of everything. That makes the most sense in terms of tracking it. It's not that they believed genuinely that they were so important in the center of the universe that everything revolved around them necessarily.
Right. I'm going to show you an image from a book. This is the
Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall.
If you've never heard of Mr. P. Hall, he was a Freemason, and he was kind enough before his day of death to write down many of his ideals and his...
This was even before he got into Freemasonry.
Yeah.
Funny enough, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right.
Yeah, he really wanted to be in there for a long time. He wrote a whole bunch of books and did a whole bunch of research about them. Mm-hmm. And he was finally let into the club, so to speak. So
this right here, if you'll help me hold it, you drop some.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. It's not important.
This right here, this is a great image. This is commonly referred to as the key to Dante's Divine Comedy. Basically what you'll see here is this is the firmament. This is like the surrounding celestial body that keeps us magnetically incorporated within our galaxy. This, again, these are old theories, but this is the Earth right here with the little traffic cone. And then you have right here the Moon, Mercury, Venus, the Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Now, the Ptolemaic method a lot of the time is misconstrued as saying, well, here's the Earth and this must be the center of the universe. No. What this is trying to show is that these 7 planets, if they were to line up in the sky from the Earth's perspective, this is the order that they would be in. This is the These are the 7 that would line up.
What?
Yeah. So it's not saying that the Earth is the center of the universe. This is just depicting the order if they were to line up from our perspective in the sky. This is completely misconstrued constantly, and it's wrong. Please stop teaching kids that the Earth was the center of the universe, or that the old people thought that. The old ancestors in old religions thought that. They did not.
It doesn't make any sense to say that a group of people could calculate with just their heads and their hands mathematical equations to calculate when and how planets would retrograde, which, by the way, you need to have a system that's tested about several generations before you get that down to any sort of exactitude.
Exactly.
And they were able to do it. And you have to also remember, anytime a system comes on the scene in history, especially one as developed as astrology or what we're about to get into right now, the zodiac,
Yep.
especially with the Chaldeans, the fact is, if you have a system that's that developed, that has to have taken place over a period of time. So the beginning of the development of that system, of taking that information and compiling it into something like a science or something more systemic.
Yep.
That takes so much time.
Yeah.
So you have to go back even more generations to figure out the beginning point.
Yeah, exactly.
So more or less, what we're trying to say is astrology, and in particular, right here, our good friend the zodiac. This is potentially older than civilization itself.
Yes.
Which is pretty freaking crazy.